everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Likt podcast. This is a podcast about comic books and TV shows and cartoons and movies, and we're nerds. And but we're athletic nerds. Some of us. Lewis.
I am an athletic nerd.
We do tennis. It's pretty fun. Anyway, I'm your host.
Yeah, we do tennis. I do more than just tennis. I'm great.
Hey, I do some stuff. But anyway, I lift
You
potato
don't.
sacks. I'm your host, iluvwheat, or Thomas. And today I'm with you with
I'm Lewis.
my co-host Lewis, who's Karen
Today
McLaws.
and every other day so far.
Well, I haven't told you about what's going to happen next week, where you're getting kicked off. But anyway,
It's okay. You won't get half the amount of views if I'm
no one would even notice. It's like, wow,
I'm pretty sure most people would miss.
he
my
sounds like a
coffee.
lesbian. It's like, oh yeah.
Who does? Or
You.
is Michael coming on next week? Yeah.
Well, no, he'll be on the 10th episode, hopefully. But we'll see. So
That's going to be a loud video and a very bad quality video based on his mic.
well, I mean, if he's over here, then it won't be that bad. Anyway,
Oh yeah, he'll be over here by then.
to move on into the news, which is my favorite segment of this personally. So,
I do like the news.
remember last week when, Superman's mom, who the actress
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, it's not going to be as good as Avengers."
Yeah.
She said, "What I was saying no to was no to the fact that I'm not going to give any spoilers, and no to the fact because she hasn't seen Avengers, apparently."
Okay, well that makes no sense then. I think she's just like, oh shit, the higher ups have told me to stop being a bitch.
Well, like, then again, it's not impossible for someone to have not seen Avengers. Like,
Yeah, I know.
she could have
Ryan
just
for
not
a
seen
long
it.
time.
Yeah, and I mean, she is kind of, maybe she is just not good with words, and she's only good with scripted words from other people. Or she's a good actress, I guess. But like, yeah, so maybe she just messed up and just meant and said no and no.
Yeah.
She's not going to comment on whether or not it's going to be as good as Avengers. Is probably what she meant.
But I don't see a point if she thinks Avengers is going to be better. Avengers was the first thing that did this. Nothing else will.
It won't have
really
the same
compare.
impact, but then again, it could be a
Yeah.
better movie. I mean, like, Captain America 2 is better than Avengers.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
But that's because Captain America 2 is one of the best.
movies ever. No, but yeah. So there's that. So take that at what you will. I think this next piece of news proves that this world is unjust because Batman vs Superman has sold 2.3 million Blu-rays, which is 48 of like the highest grossing ever, like 48.
Yeah,
Number
that's not
48.
that high.
I mean, it's pretty high considering like Man of Steel is also like 3 million, 3 point something million. That was like number 12, so it's pretty high. I don't know.
Yes, but 12 and 48 are two different numbers, I'm pretty sure.
But still, I don't. Do you think it should be number 48 of highest selling Blu-rays ever?
No, like...
Considering that's like
maybe-
out of 1,000 or something.
Yeah, maybe in the top 100 at most.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in the top 50. Maybe it could be 51.
But
and
all,
it being the lower 50.
but yeah. So make of that what you will. People buy weird shit. Although apparently the ultimate cut of it is quite good. Like people say it's a 4 stars. Although then again they did say that the original was like a 3 stars. So I don't know.
Yes, but you can't trust what it says on the box, because on the box it's like, hey, these people said it was 5 stars. No, they didn't. You're lying.
Well, even if they did, like maybe they were paid off, or also
Yeah.
maybe they could be completely lying, and also could just be a whole thing with like,
The whole completely lying, yeah.
or like they could have been 1 in a million people that said it was good. Anyway, regardless,
I thought it was okay.
it was But anyway,
I enjoyed it. I know it's not good.
so remember we were talking about Josh Gad being the Penguin in a Batman movie.
Yeah.
He was interviewed, right? And the interviewer, I hate him, but anyway, the interviewer was just a weird guy. Josh
Wait,
Gad.
do you hate the interviewer or Josh Gad?
Josh Gad is
Josh
pretty
Gad's-
cool. The
he's
interviewer was
great.
very obnoxious, that interviewer. So basically what
Yeah.
happened was that Josh Gad was like, or he was asked, the interviewer was like, hey, so, is there anything to that Penguin thing that you tweeted out? And he's like, no, I was actually just trying to pull it. It was just a fun joke. I just kind of wanted to see how people would react. And then the interviewer was like, Josh, don't lie to me, Josh. And he's like, no, seriously, Josh, no, don't lie to me. That went on for about 5 minutes. And then Josh Gad said, we'll see. I would really love to play the Penguin, but I'm not sure if
I
they're
would
going to hire
love
me.
him to play the Penguin. He'd be a good Penguin. He's
And
kind of chubby.
He's quite Well, he's a bit overweight, but anyway, he's quite
Yeah.
overweight. But yeah, he
Seems
could
like
he could do it.
stand-up
He could be
comedy.
like a joke thing at like the start of a Batman movie for like Batman to beat up, or he could be maybe a proper one. Although then again, it also depends on if they're actually even going to use the Penguin, and if it is, and if they do, then they might cast someone who's better for the role. Even so, he just said we'll see
Wow.
if they ever do it, and if he's suitable for the
Yeah.
role they want to go for. So
Yeah.
there is that.
Why was Josh being interviewed? Was it for a different movie?
Probably, or just he was on the red carpet for some probably weird comedy movie. I don't know. It wasn't anything that we care about probably. Anyway,
Oh, actually, it could have been Beauty and the Beast.
maybe nothing I
like
care
Beauty
about.
and the Beast. Yes, you're probably the only one who didn't care about it because most people liked it. I liked it.
I haven't seen it, but anyway,
There's some movie I want to see. I think it's coming out next weekend.
we could go see it and then maybe review it and get 50 views like we did on that Guardians of the Galaxy one.
All we can do is hope.
But anyway, The Rock said that he wants. Well, he said that a name that pops into mind for to play Shazam is Armie Hammer.
Who's that?
I have no idea, but
Then why you name
what's
him?
great about it is that his name is Armie Hammer.
Why,
I love the name. Do you not love the name Armie Hammer?
Like, a guy from Twilight's first name is Boo Boo.
But
I feel sorry for him. Him being named Boo Boo.
but also,
It's just a bad name.
so he was in Avatar, I believe. I
Which
could
one?
be wrong. The only one.
The movie or
The movie.
The Last Airbender?
The movie of the blue people, I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I could be wrong, but either way, he's most likely in that. And I mean, apparently it's because he's very what's
He's
the
in
word?
the second one or the first one?
What are you talking about? The only Avatar movie, the blue one.
Well, they're making more.
Well, this one, the one that's
Okay.
already passed. Oh my god. Anyway, he said he wanted him because apparently he just looks like it, and he looked at the director and he just kind of was like, they both were like, we could get him for Shazam. Like, what do you think about him? And they were both like, yeah, that's pretty good. But apparently he's also quite Boy Scouty. You know, he's very like nice and polite and all that shit. You know?
Oh yes, because we'll need him to be an adult, and then we'll also need the kid version.
And they have to act the same, or they can make him a weird asshole like they did in Justice League War, where he's just kind of weird.
He's not an asshole. He's like Yellow Cyborg on the planet.
Yeah, but he's a little bit like annoying to the other kids in the home he's with. Anyway,
Well, 'cause he knows he's better than
he's
them.
a god, yeah, and he can actually walk unlike that one chick. Anyway, regardless, The Rock also said that, well, he teased that Black Adam will fight Superman at some point, which is fucking amazing because if you've ever seen I think it's a movie. It might be a movie called. It's an animated movie called Superman vs. Shazam. I think they fight for a bit, and then they realize, wait, Black Adam's the bad guy, and then they fight him, and he's quite well because since he's so experienced, he's able to beat the shit out of Shazam, and since he's magic, he can beat the shit out of Superman, and it's quite good.
Batman just seems like he likes starting fights with superheroes. He's like, hey Batman, I don't like you. Then he's like, hey Batman, I don't like you because you take law into your own hands.
Well, like
Which is what Superman does. And then he's like, hey Shazam, I don't like you because you're a kid who turns into a god. And he's like, no,
if I said Batman, I meant to say Superman, but either way,
no, you didn't.
well, either
You
way,
said Superman.
I'm excited for Black Adam versus Superman, and that begs the question: will it be in Justice League? I hope not, and I don't think so. But then again, maybe they
Not only
would.
do you hope not, you also don't think so.
Well, the thing is, they're building this whole world, and like to fucking throw in a magic guy again, another magic guy, that wouldn't be good. Anyway,
I think it'll be
regardless,
fine.
are you okay?
Yeah.
Hello, have you died?
No, I said I think that'd be fine to add in another magic guy.
Maybe not in this movie, but anyway, Captain America in the comics has officially become Captain Hydra at this point, so it isn't a ruse. He's clearly evil and trying to.
Unless it's just a big ruse.
A really big ruse. He's become Captain Hydra, so
it's like the only other person who knows is Iron Man, and he's like, yeah, I got you.
And I mean, compared to Iron Man, pretty much everyone's a nice guy, but
Yeah. Just because Iron Man is such a dick.
A real dick. But moving on to the Justice League movie, there was news that came out where they were like, hey, we've got 3 directors lined up and we don't know which one's going to be. Sam Raimi, or for the Flash movie, obviously.
Yeah.
So for Sam Raimi, for from the Spider-Man trilogy.
Okay.
Robert Zemeckis.
Wait there. Yeah, okay, go on.
Robert Zemeckis, who did Back to the Future, and Matthew Vaughn, who I'm really not sure what he did, but apparently a lot of comic book movies.
Is he is he related to Vince Vaughn?
I don't know, but I think it was probably a Marvel one that he did. Regardless, those three names have been floating about, and Sam Raimi did very good job with the first two Spider-Man. And I mean,
but it's the one after that.
Well, the only reason that was fucked up is because Sony were like, "Hey, put in Venom," and they were like, he was like, "No," and he's like, "Well, if you don't put in Venom, we're firing you. Venom, we're gonna fire you." Well,
I also
so you know he can make great.
I don't like those Spider-Man movies too much anymore. I think they focus like Peter Parker's he's just a whiny little bitch. He's like, I cry all the time and want to bang MJ, and MJ is just like, no, I like everyone else. I like Spider-Man and everyone else other than you.
I mean,
but I'm Spider-Man. I don't care.
Just as a film, though, I mean, they're great films. I really do. I love them so much. But yeah, he made those two good films, so he could do that. Back to the Future guy. I mean, hey, sure.
He made Back to the Future.
Yes, and with that news came the news that the guy with those three directors coming up, you know, because the Flash is cursed. The Flash is cursed, I believe, because of the fact that they lost all those directors, and then now that they have these three, Billy Crudup, who's going to play the father of Barry Allen, left.
Wait, what?
Like
he's in the trailers.
Well, yes, he was in. He's in. He could still be. He'll probably still be in Justice League, almost definitely. But he could leave and just not do.
Oh,
right. However, it's come out that he's not leaving. So yeah, but. For like a whole, I think 4 days before the full news came out, everyone was like, "Well, I think he's not going to have a dad now, and the dad he'll have is going to be a different dad to the one that was in the movie." And it's like, I'm pretty sure they threw a bunch of money in and were like, "Please don't leave, please
stay though."
I think he might have like left, or it might have just been a rumor because of the fact that like they had no director and he might have been getting fed up with the shit that was going on. But yeah,
which would make sense because you know what they're being idiots.
I mean, to be fair though, there's a lot of things like this at Marvel where directors drop out and don't want to do projects anymore, or people who get like really, they don't like for you know, Dave Bautista didn't like the script of Guardians of the Galaxy. But the thing is, Marvel are better at keeping all this shit private, whereas DC are like, who the fuck is leaking all this shit? Like with Marvel, there's a ton of stuff like this where people are like, oh, I don't want to do this movie, and no one cares because it's never leaked. Whereas with DC, it's just all the time people are like, I don't want to do this movie. He's like, he's leaving, and the news is always reported like it's super negative, even though it might just be a guy who's like, hey, I don't want to do it. Like, yeah, I don't know, whatever. Either way.
But the difference is, Dave Bautista still did his part, and was this the first thing he had a problem with, or the second?
The second Guardians of the Galaxy, didn't like it.
He was great in the second one. I liked him so much. I'm sure he was happy with it in the end.
Maybe. We'll never
Maybe
know.
they changed it a bit for him. They're like, "There's that better," and he's like, "Yes, I do like hating Mantis."
Yes.
I liked him hating Mantis.
But all in all, I'm really looking forward to that Flash movie because it'll either be really shit or maybe alright. So yeah.
But you're looking forward to every movie that's probably bad, like Power Rangers.
I don't really look forward to Wonder Woman. I hope it's good, but I don't really care about Wonder Woman. I'm looking forward to Aquaman. Though.
I am looking forward to Aquaman, and I don't care about Wonder Woman either. This crinkling you're hearing is me trying to quietly get out some chewing gum.
We are professional. This is just a train wreck.
There we go.
This is just a real train wreck so far. But anyway,
pretty good.
X-23. The director of Logan was like, hey, it was talking with Fox about what her next appearance is going to be, and the thing is they don't. I will. Do you want to start this over? Because I'll start it over.
I really
this entire podcast. I don't mind.
I don't.
Okay. So anyway, X-23 is all like, yo, or he's like, yo, what are we going to do with that? And we literally have heard nothing else. But what do you think X-23's next appearance is going to be in?
The next Wolverine movie where it's just called X-23.
And and she's the new Wolverine. Or like maybe...
I did like her as X-23. I thought she was for a child actor, for just an actor, she's good. Just found she's also a child.
She could be in New Mutants. I don't think that's a thing, but but Logan could lead into New Mutants maybe, possibly. But I don't know.
Could. Yeah, because there were lots of new characters introduced.
Yeah.
They could be the New Mutants. Yeah. They're so new.
It could also be like a crossover with Deadpool, but I really think it would probably be, Hugh Jackman before her, who doesn't talk, But yeah.
Well, Hugh Jackman's done with Wolverine though.
Yeah, but he said he's done with doing Wolverine movies, but he didn't say he wouldn't be in a Deadpool movie, especially since he's friends with Ryan Reynolds. They're pretty good buddies.
Mm.
Yeah, especially since they did that movie together that was real shit, and they both thought it was shit apparently. Like anyway,
everyone thought it was shit.
Yes. The whole Yondu Mary Poppins thing, the way in the movie he's like, "Look at me, I'm Mary Poppins." He met
Mary Poppins, yeah.
He was with. There was a nice photograph with him next to.
The actress who played Mary Poppins.
I mean, she'd probably be dead by now and old, but next to a person who was dressed up as Mary Poppins, and I just think that's a nice bit of news. They also created a poster for him where he's flying down, and in the background it just says, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." So go get that poster, and also be happy about he probably made He probably made that Mary Poppins day, She's probably like, "Oh my god, I'm meeting the blue guy," and the guy from Walking Dead. I think he's the same guy.
Yeah, he's Merle, Durrell's brother.
Yes. So the Judge Dredd Mega City 1 TV show that's coming out, maybe. So the guy who played him in the movie, not the good movie, not the one with Sylvester Stallone, which is good because it's bad. It's rumored that he'll be playing the Judge Dredd. Yeah. And what do you? I mean, I'm pretty sure you haven't seen that movie. What do you think then?
I haven't seen that movie, but you know what? It could be good. I don't know. I don't know if he acted well in it. 'Cause I haven't seen it.
You never see his face, but it's quite good.
Then how do you know it's the same guy?
Well, they said, "Hey, it's Carl Urban. It's going to be Carl Urban," when that's the name of the guy. But like, I think because because the way he delivers the lines and the fact that I think he demanded that they don't show his face because of the fact that in the comics he never shows his face. I think he demanded that, and
where Sylvester Stallone was like, "My face needs to be seen.
And only
Look at my
face.
blue contacts."
I don't even think he rarely wears the helmet, and I think the helmet you can still see his face, but. With that whole thing, like, it is quite, like he seems to be dedicated to that character to that way where he won't take off the mask or whatever, like for in quotes, and so that's good. And he acted well in that movie, so yeah, hopefully they get him. I mean, he is a movie actor, but then again, doesn't mean he can't do some TV shit. Now this is my favorite piece of news that's ever existed.
And Justice League 2 is out. Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that. And Justice League 2 is out. That's not my favorite bit of news, but what my favorite bit of news is ever in the history of the universe. So have you ever, Supernatural? You ever heard the show Supernatural?
No.
That one about ghosts and ghost hunters and Sam, I think, is one of their names. Either way, it's a very serious kind of crime, ghost, supernatural thing, and they're having a crossover with Scooby-Doo. So, I mean, I don't really
when you said about Scooby-Doo, I thought you meant there's going to be a new Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh no, but listen, there's going to be a crossover with this actual real TV show that isn't animated, so you know what, I'm excited.
Because how are they going to do that?
I love
Are they going to capture Scooby-Doo? And they go like, "Hey, look, turns out he's actually a ghost and everyone with their team is dead."
Or it's just a Velma. Like, one of them goes over and it's just a normal person. Or like maybe they bring it into the Scooby-Doo universe and they're all animated. But either way, I'm excited for that because I like Scooby-Doo and I like all those dumb crossovers they did, like with Batman and with the WrestleMania, and just, they're all dumb and so good. But anyway, also, that Venom movie that the Sony were being like, "Yeah, we're making that eventually."
Yeah.
Even though our Spider-Man universe is fucked.
Yeah. Well, their Venom universe isn't fucked. Apparently,
Tom Hardy is rumored or maybe set to play Eddie Brock.
Oh, I do like Tom Hardy,
and he doesn't look at all like Eddie Brock. But hey, dye his hair blonde and shave his beard, and he could be a good Eddie Brock, I guess. He's got the lips. He's got the annoying face. I think he could do it. But I
don't know what Eddie Rock or Eddie Brock looks like. So
he's just not like the one in the movie. Anyway, I'll tell you that much.
Was the one in the movie yes, the only movie with Venom in it.
But
a whiny little guy.
Yeah, so he's good in Inception and in that other movie, what's called Mad Max. Yeah, he's good in a lot of things.
Yeah, he is Mad Max. He's super mad, isn't it? His name's Max.
Although this does then reveal that this like because there was a lot of rumor as to whether or not this was going to be a movie about like if like this movie would have been the whole what am I thinking of? Oh yeah. Like if it would have been Agent Venom or just a regular Venom, and if it was Agent Venom, then it could be kind of like a Captain America spy espionage or like soldier movie because the Agent Venom is usually Flash Thompson, who's
I was gonna say
Peter Parker's high school bully, which is pretty funny. But
who's like I love Spider-Man.
He's a perfect host or for the symbiote, and the symbiote is all like, "Yo, let's go off and fight in wars and stuff." But
why does the symbiote decide I'll be a good guy with this bully?
Well, because since they're perfect match for each other, since they're perfect, Flash Thompson can control it like perfectly. It's basically just a suit of armor at that point. So yeah, and I think he's basically a one man army. So it could be something like that. But then no, it's going to be Eddie Brock, and he's going to be an anti-hero and go out and murder people and kill stuff. And I guess
well, that's if the rumors are right, and it is Tom Hardy, and he's coming in and playing him.
Well, he could be set to. I just have Tom Hardy to play Eddie Brock right here, so I don't know. I didn't do too much research. I just kind of saw the title and I was like, that's good. But
oh Jesus, what was that? My ukulele's on the ground.
But yeah, Tom Hardy's good, and I mean they could make a good Venom movie, but how are they going to do it without Spider-Man? Unless they are going to have Spider-Man, he's just going to be a random character.
They could have Carnage be Venom's enemy.
True.
Because Carnage is like a worse Venom who Venom doesn't like. Because Venom's like, no, I'm the worst.
Well, he's actually pretty good, but character, and he's quite evil. I like him a lot. But yeah. Oh, and I think we have a director who is. God damn it! I can't read that piece of shit.
So annoyed. I'm gonna have to fix my ukulele.
Ruber Flesher. That's pretty good. Well, at least they have a director. They're better off than the Flash right now.
Yeah.
And that's a bad sign because they're Sony and they fuck everything up except for PlayStation, which I don't even think they have a real involvement in anymore. They just kind of produce it anyway. Oh, and did you know that there was going to be a Sabretooth cameo in Logan, but they had to cut it out because, Hugh Jackman really wanted it, but they didn't put it in because of the fact that it was not that kind of universe and it was quite had to be serious, and they didn't think a cameo like that would have been good or tonally accepted,
It just so happens I did know that, and they were going to have the scene with the Sabretooth from Origins, and he was going to be running a casino.
Yes.
There you go. And I did know that.
Did you know what Logan, or what am I calling? You know what Hugh Jackman really wanted, which I also want. God damn it. So in the comics, if you don't know, there's this thing where every birthday for Wolverine, Sabretooth comes around and beats him up on his birthday every year, right? Yeah. And that's the only way he knows what his birthday is, because of the fact that Sabretooth comes around and beats him up once a year and he says happy birthday bitch and walks away or whatever. And he said he really wanted that in the film, but then the director said, hey, no, because it's not totally right for the film. It's not that dark,
Yeah, but he's just in there, he's after killing that farm family. Sabretooth just walks in, bitch, get fucked on.
Or when they were leaving, if he wasn't the casino thing and then he left the casino, he could have came outside and he's like, good luck, punches him in the stomach, is like, that's for your birthday next week, and then he leaves. And it's like, that would have been good. And then whatever happens at the end of the movie would have made you feel like, oh, it was going to be his birthday. But anyway.
But it wasn't, because then he died.
Okay, he died. Wow. Okay, fine. But anyway. So that's the end of the news.
That's all the news?
Very patched together and random, but hey, guess what? That's the end of the news. Pretty short this week.
Injustice 2 is out. That's pretty good. I'm not going to get it because it's not on PC, but I like it.
I might finish the first comic and then read the second one.
I still haven't got an email from Forbidden Planet about that too.
What a bunch of assholes. But anyway.
I know.
Would you like to move into our topic? Do you know what the topic is?
I do. It has something to do with supervillains, and I imagine which ones are the best.
Well, so all the comic book movie supervillains, so all the ones that are in the movies and how they perform in the movies. I don't think we'll compare them to their comic. I don't think we'll compare them to their comic counterparts, but we'll just talk about them in the movies. So
yeah, we'll.
I don't really whatever. Okay, so Green Goblin in the first Spider-Man movie. What do you think of him?
He was pretty good.
He had a goblin face, Willem Dafoe.
Oh yes, although he's supposed to. I know in the cartoon TV show, he looks like an actual goblin, and he's also ripped. Is this what he's supposed to look like?
He's quite ripped. He does take a serum. That's pretty good. But
Because in the Spider-Man movies, he doesn't look like that. He's just like, hey, I'm a guy who was crazy. And
I mean,
has a mask.
he's pretty toned, pretty lean. You know, you can see the veins in his biceps. But yeah, he
You can
does
see the
seem
veins
quite
in my bicep. It's
he
not
does
that hard.
he does seem quite creepy and quite, you know.
Yeah, he was good in it.
And yeah, he was quite. I think he was quite good as a Green Goblin, and he was annoying, and he seemed, or, you know, annoying to Peter, and he seemed like he was, you know, quite good at the role.
A real
And you know what?
asshole.
I wish there was a better suit for him, because
Yeah.
wearing a fucking bike helmet, you know, fighting Spider-Man. But anyway, whatever.
Yeah, do you want to go into his son, or will we go in order?
I just have a list right here, but also
Oh, okay.
to quickly mention the Amazing Spider-Man 2. That Green Goblin we don't have much to talk about, but also shit, very shit. His whole motivation is that Spider-Man doesn't give him the cure because he might fuck him up,
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm angry, get wrecked.
I meant the.
And the new Goblin, his son, yeah, also shit.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
they're
pretty
both-
good. He's pretty good in the second movie, but like when he becomes the new Goblin, it's just like, what the fuck?
But then he becomes the new Goblin for such a short time. He's like, hey, I'm a bad guy. Then he's like,
Well, because
I'm
Peter
sorry,
fucking
Peter, I'll
slams
save
his head
you.
into a brick wall or something, or into a big pipe, and he loses his memory. But anyway,
yeah, but then he's like at the very end, he's like, hey, look,
I
my face
remember,
is
and I'm gonna
half-burned,
fuck
but it's all
Mary
good.
Jane, and now I'm gonna help
Woo.
you.
Yeah, he goes on quite the emotional roller coaster, some might say. He's like, oh shit, I hate you. But then he's like, oh shit, I like you again with friends.
Oh, yeah. So what about Doctor Octopus in the second Spider-Man movie?
He was good.
I liked him a lot. He was a very convincing guy, and also like you know, you understood why he was doing what he was doing, and you know, he slowly went insane as the movie went along because he was being controlled by this, you know, these
But
arms.
then he becomes good again at the end and saves everyone.
Yeah.
Are you noticing a pattern here?
I mean, Green Goblin did not become good at the end. He died as he lived, an asshole.
I know, but New Goblin did, and then guess who else did? Sandman. He's like, yeah, I'm actually not a bad guy at
Venom
all. I
didn't
just
either. Venom went out in a
kill
blaze
people.
of glory.
Yeah.
Sandman was pretty good, and I felt quite empathetic because of the fact that, you know, he's doing this all for his daughter person.
Yeah, who probably dies, we don't know. Does she?
Yeah, of cancer or whatever.
I can't actually remember.
Venom was annoying. Poorly cast Eddie Brock, and the casting for everyone, I would say, except for Venom, is quite good. Although I think Harry Osborn could have been someone better, to be honest.
Then
Anyway.
James Franco.
I think James Franco phoned it in the third one. I don't think he really cared, and I think in the second one it was quite good.
Did
But I
anyone
don't think
care
it
at
was
that
as good
point,
as it
though?
could have been. Yeah, he knew the movie was going to be shit, so he just phoned it in. But yeah, the lizard in the Amazing Spider-Man, it's whatever. It's more of just kind of a crazy scientist, and it just
I
doesn't.
liked him.
And in the comics, he has more of a connection to Peter, and they're really good like friends. Whereas in this, it's just kind of like, oh yeah, you're helping me with the lizard formula. That's nice. Thanks.
That's nice, thanks, bro.
Yeah. So what? Yeah.
Bro.
And he really doesn't want to be a lizard person, whereas in this, it seems like he really does, and he wants to turn people into lizards and everything. Whereas in the comics, he doesn't want to, and they have to stop him
But
because of the. Yeah.
He probably goes off the whole, if everyone's lizard people, no one is.
Except for would have only done like half of New York or something like that. So.
But if half of New York is lizard people,
Then the other
Then
half isn't,
half
but it's okay because we'll
isn't.
kill them. We'll
yeah,
kill them
exactly. In the end, if you're a lizard person
all.
against regular person, the regular person's going to lose because you're the superior race now, and you'll kill them and eat them and then lay eggs in their brain or something. I don't know. You'll
But
need
yeah.
to be by sunlight though, because it's going to be cold and you're cold. You're cold blooded now.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be all that stuff. You can probably taste people by licking the air. It's going to be pretty cool, that's all I'm saying.
Come on, guys, sign up. Just get injected.
I'm
Whatever.
looking forward to it. Although, that serum doesn't even work, though, because it's like, they die, I'm pretty sure, and half
Oh
their
well,
faces
they
are
revert
melted.
back within like a couple hours, so it wouldn't have lasted forever. But anyway,
He's like, yes, everyone will be lizard person for
2 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah, unless he secretly perfected it and it never showed. Anyway, regardless, moving on to better people. Loki.
Oh, you better like Electro?
I was gonna say, yeah, Electro also shit. Very whiny, and he just hates Spider-Man because he's crazy and electric. And
Yeah, that
Because
doesn't make sense because he
Spider-Man didn't
likes Spider-Man, but then Spider-Man's like, he's like, hey, do you remember my birthday? Spider-Man's like, no, he's like, I hate you now. You're supposed to remember my
Yeah.
birthday. Dick.
And in the comics, he also goes insane. Well, in the version I read, he goes insane because of the fact that he can't live a normal life in society anymore because he's electric, and he just goes insane with that, and then he decides to kill people, which is But anyway,
That's always a good way to deal with things.
but it's better than
Kill
just
your problem.
hating Spider-Man because he forgot his birthday. Anyway,
Yeah.
you said I was your eyes and ears, but Loki. What do you think of Loki from Avengers and Thor and other things?
Other Thor. I really like though. I like Tom Hiddleston. He's a pretty good Loki. He
He's a
originally
nice
went for
guy.
Thor.
He's a pretty
Did you
nice
know
guy.
that?
Yeah, he did go for Thor, which is funny. He does
And
not look like a
everyone
Thor.
there was like, "Hey, do Loki though. He's much more fun to play bad guy." And he was like, "Okay then."
And also, you're more. I think I like Loki more than Thor. So
Most
Anyway,
people do.
Yeah, he's all he's just misunderstood. But yeah, he's quite good. Like he's got good plans.
He likes
Again,
his mom.
he's one of those guys that's just kind of a smart guy, but also he's got he's quite invincible in ways.
He's also
and he's
dick.
funny and he's a dick and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
can't forget him being a dick.
Yeah, he's also kind of an anti-hero because in the second Thor he kind of helps him,
And he also was like, he also was like, "Hey, I like my mom," and his mom died. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sad about that." But then
And
he's
he
like,
also
"I hate my
takes
dad.
the throne
Fuck
of
you,
Asgard.
dad."
Yeah, takes the.
He's like, "Fuck you, dad."
Well, because
Not even my real
his
dad.
dad played favorites, whereas his mother didn't. Yeah. She's
Yeah.
like, "Why is our child
And
blue?
that's-
Don't worry about it."
Don't even worry about it. Is it Thanos? No.
Is
Don't
it
worry about it.
Thanos? Is it secretly a Thanos person?
Than-
Anyway.
Thanos is purple. Don't even worry.
Well, what do you think of Ultron then?
He was much funnier than I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be a nice, scary guy, but he was basically Iron Man, but evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because he is Iron Man's.
well,
like,
he's evil
subconscious or
Jarvis, I
whatever.
think. Yeah.
Yes, even though somehow Jarvis also survived, because they're like, we want to keep Jarvis.
Except for now it's Friday, isn't it? I don't know. Whatever.
Oh yes, that's because Jarvis is now Vision.
Ah, yes.
You seem to forget.
I don't know. That movie isn't great either. So you know what? Fuck it. I don't care
How
about
fucking dare you?
Vision.
That's when. Do you know? Also, just before we continue on, the guy who plays Jarvis, or now Vision, because that's actually him. He did not watch any of the Iron Man movies, so when he filmed his parts, he had no idea what was happening. He was just saying random lines at different times, and then they're like, "Yeah, let's robotify it."
I'm sure that's the same for Robert Downey Jr. too. Though he's in a green screen room half the time, sitting down, pretending to be in a suit. You know. But yeah.
Whoa. Well, he does have the suit. It's just the mask he doesn't have.
Yeah, but like when he's in the interface or whatever, it's usually whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, but also the guy who does the suit, who wears the suit, he doesn't know what's going on half the time either. Like he's just kind of there, like doing poses or whatever. You can't see out of that. There's two slits in the mask, can't really see. But anyway,
It's like, oh wow, this is very ineffective.
apparently
How does
Robert
anyone
Downey
tell anything
Jr.
like this?
went for a high five for that guy, and he didn't see it, so he basically just blanked Robert Downey Jr. for a high five.
I thought it was going to be something worse, like Rob Downey Jr. He missed, and then Robert Downey Jr. actually accidentally slapped him in the face.
Or he got hit, or Robert Downey Jr. got hit in the face, which
Mm.
would be funny.
Robbie Downert Jr.
Robbie Downer. But to jump
I
into,
often say that by accident.
Robbie
also. Yeah.
but to jump into a different universe, Lex Luthor,
DC.
all of the Lex Luthors, every single one of them, all three of those Lex Luthors, except for two of them are technically the same person. But anyway, the Christopher
Kevin
Reeves.
Spacey. Is that his name?
What are you talking about? No, I think that's his dad. No, but Eisenberg is the new one.
Yeah, no.
Jesse Eisenberg. In the first one, it was I don't know, but in Christopher Reeve's version, he had hair for the first movie, and then it turned out he was wearing a wig the entire time, and it was real weird. But in that, he just all he did all those movies was just shout, "I'm better, I'm the smartest man," and even as he was being put to jail, "I'm totally still the smartest man in the universe.
I planned for me to go to jail.
I'm
Did
bald."
you? He's probably just upset that he doesn't have hair anymore.
and in the one with in Superman Returns, it's technically the same Lex Luthor, but that actor, he doesn't do that so much, but he is very just like like it's just very obsessive. Like,
Yeah, is his name
Superman.
not Kevin Spacey?
It might be actually. Now that I think about it, but either way,
I think it is. He's in one
Sorry,
of the
go on.
newer COD games. He's the bad guy,
but
and they have his face there. And
he
it's
was
like,
just very angry and just monologue-y and like, I will defeat the Man of Steel.
Mm.
He was weird.
Was he called the Man of Steel in that?
I'm pretty sure they call. I mean, like, probably.
I
But
would call him the Man of Titanium.
but they also the one from Smallville, Michael Rosenbaum. He is creepy as shit.
Yeah.
Like he's just very unsettling, and like whenever he's in a conversation, it's just like, God damn it, man, you're freaking me out. Can you just? You're clearly evil. Like you're clearly a bad person because of the way you talk. Like, God damn it. But like he's super creepy. I like him a lot. He's quite good in that show.
I'm never watching that show.
Unlike that show, which isn't very good. But yeah. And in the new one, quite shit and not very Lex Luthor at all. He's very like, hey everyone,
is this with Alexander Luthor?
Alexander Luthor. Hey everyone, I'm Peppy and I'm gonna kill everyone. Wow.
He's Mickey Mouse.
He's Mickey Mouse. Oh,
He's
fuck you,
Lexi
Superman.
Mouse. Oh, yeah,
Go
yeah,
save
he is
Lois. But, yes, quite dumb. Although, yeah, I don't know. I think the best one's probably Michael Rosenbaum. Now that I think about it, the one from
He's
the
smart
song.
enough to plan his do his plan and have it succeed up to a point, and then so dumb after that. He's like, "So you killed him? Where's the proof?" No, he doesn't ask for proof. And he's like, "I'm going to have your mom killed anyway." And he's like, "Kill them. Wait, what's that punching going on? You did kill Batman, yes, and didn't become friends with him. Okay, good." And
Shit,
then,
my plans are fucked.
Yeah.
And now I'm in jail and I can't reenact literally one of the best Superman stories of all time where Lex Luthor becomes president of America. Anyway, regardless.
Although he is bald by the end of it, but that's not because of cancer, like his pappy before him. That's because his head was shaved because he was a privileged.
Well, usually it's just that he's bald, but like sometimes it's because of chemical fumes, and he blames it on Superman because Superman tried to blow the gas fumes out the window, but he blew it into his hair.
Not my hair and only my hair.
I'm full of hair on the rest of my body. God damn it.
Ah.
In Smallville, it's alluded to that he's affected by a kryptonite rock, and that's why he's bald.
Oh, is he bald in that? Because isn't he like young?
Oh yeah, I think he goes bald as a kid because of it's definitely because of kryptonite rock. Like
Isn't
a meteor crashes right in front of him, and I think he just goes bald.
Is it that one where it's like, hey, I have different coloured kryptonites?
Yes, that's the TV show. Yes.
You know, Vandal Savage lies beside a meteor, and he doesn't go bald. He just becomes unkillable.
Yes. Quite, yeah. But to move on to another Superman villain, Zod, both of the Zods. The one in the original version was a lot of like, I am God, kneel before your master Zod, and that's obviously a thing in the comics that he does say and do. But then again, maybe you shouldn't translate everything directly from the comics, like kneel before me, Zod. But yeah, he's alright.
I like Zod.
And then Michael Shannon in the new movie, he's pretty alright. He's quite angry though. I will find him.
Well, his whole planet was destroyed after he was sent off.
But he's also angry before that too. Like, I will find him.
He's
I will kill your
angry.
son. How dare you procreate?
How dare you? Why are you doing that? And he
Do
just
not have
keeps
coities. Yes.
he keeps raising his voices at different points when he's talking.
I will find him, dude. We heard you the first time. I will find him. Dude,
He will be found by
I
me.
swear to God. Yeah, it's pretty good. But
Fuck you.
I mean, they're both pretty good. I
The
think
very first. Wait, I'm not done with that.
the one in the sorry, go ahead.
Wow, I'm so. The very first time he meets him, I told you I'd find him. I found you.
Your parents get wrecked. I found him.
Bitch, it only took 30 years. Good game of hide and seek. Now it's my turn to hide. He runs away.
Yeah. What? Really, that should have been that movie. A good game of hide and seek. But he doesn't know that Superman has these. He doesn't know he has X-ray vision, so he finds him real quick. He's like, shit.
It was less than 30 years, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I think the first one has more like development a little bit, like to the point where you're kind of like, oh, I understand why he's killing people. But in this, he just wants to turn Krypton. It's fine. The newer one's obviously weirder, but anyway, he's cool. Better actor, I'd say. Okay, what about Francis from Deadpool?
You mean Ajax?
Yeah, but what? Well,
He
you know,
does like
Francis.
saying, "What's my name?"
What's my name? He's
Do you want to play hide and seek?
Saw comes in. You want to play? Yeah. But
I do.
but you know, he's pretty alright. I mean, I do like it a good bit. He's
Yeah.
then again, you know, just a stereotypical British villain, but he is quite enjoyable, and he does, you know, he's good for what the movie is, and I enjoy him in the movie. Obviously,
What didn't make sense in that movie, and I'm sure it's been pointed out 8 million times, or at least 4, was his nerves ends are damaged, so he can't feel anything. That does not mean being stabbed in the chest
well, there's the
will
shoulder.
leave you okay. No, it's in it's right. It's pretty in the chest though, basically in his chest. And either way, he should not have survived that. And he's just there like, that doesn't hurt. I'm not bleeding. Look at me. I don't bleed. I'm walking away. Like it's made out to be that he's immortal just because he doesn't feel pain, which isn't true. Because if you've seen Jackass, you know he basically almost dies in every single fight he gets into.
Yes. But yeah, he's alright. He serves the movie well. I think as a villain, he's fine, but he isn't like a very interesting in many ways. He just kind of is the owner of a facility and can't feel pain. But like, you know,
Yeah.
what kind of power is that, really?
I wonder if it's going to turn out that he was working for someone else, and we're going to find out who that was in the next
Maybe.
Deadpool movie. And then he's going to be like, now I have to go after this guy right here and kill him.
Now this will be a bit of a spoiler for Guardians of the Galaxy, but the first one, what's his name, the blue guy, Ronan
The Accuser.
Yes, he's just kind of angry at the world and wants to control the galaxy or
He was
universe
pretty
or
bad,
something
yeah.
with the mystical stone of death.
He wanted to kill the Kree Empire.
Yes, which
Get
I
it
think he was,
right.
which I think he was a part of. But anyway,
No way, yeah.
yeah,
He wanted to kill the Xandarians.
yes, but either way, like he's fine. He isn't like super duper amazing or interesting. Again, serves the film well, but you know he's cool.
He's
all
pretty
right.
impressive to be able to hold an Infinity Stone, though.
And jamming into a hammer and then slamming into someone's face and hurt them.
He's just like, hey, look, I can hold this without dying for a few seconds.
So can Peter Quill though.
Yeah, but Ronan held it for a few more seconds.
Yeah.
Ronan was like, you would have died 2 seconds ago and I'm still alive. Oh, God!
Oh god, I should stop monologuing. But yeah, he's fine, I guess. He isn't super, but he is just kind of an angry guy. Although then again, to have it, he is, you know, a very straight character to play off of the fact that Peter Quill and all them are very jokey.
Wow, are you saying there's something wrong with him?
I'm saying that he's a not funny guy, so that everyone else who's funny can play off of the fact that he's not funny. You know?
Yes, like Peter Quill at the very end when he's like, hey, look, I'm dancing, and he's like,
Do a dance
what are you doing though? Stop, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. And now in the second one, spoilers for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, the indestructible Kurt Russell, who ends up being a Celestial, who again just wants to rule the universe. Another just kind of blandish.
But he probably gets the closest out of everyone because he takes over lots of parts of so many worlds, like at least 5 worlds.
At least a quarter of 5 worlds, and that's you know 5 quarters. You know,
that's one whole world. That's one whole world and a quarter spare.
Yeah, but yeah,
that's more worlds than any of the other ones took over.
Exactly. Ronan just kind of stood there. Was like, I'm doing it. Yeah. But you know, it is, and you know, he is. I think, you know, the acting is better, and he's more of an interesting character in the fact that again he is immortal, and the way they have to beat him is with, you know, going into his core, and he's a planet, but you know he isn't. He isn't like a very super interesting villain. He's just kind of generic motivations, you know.
Yeah, it's like, hey, shoot me in the brain. That'll do you some good, and it does.
Yeah, but yeah,
it does do them some good.
End of spoilers. So what do you think of Magneto in X-Men 1, in the first X-Men movie?
I haven't seen X-Men 1 in a long time, but he was good, you know, he was pretty good.
He's very good at combating the fact that his enemy can literally mind control people and read his mind. I mean, he's got that helmet.
Well, he just wears a hat.
But other than that, like, he could, like, say, like, he was mind controlling Sabretooth to, like, about to choke Magneto to death, or, like, choke him and get him out of the way or whatever. But he was able to counteract that by holding a bunch of shotguns to everyone's head. You know? So, like, he is able to counteract the fact that his opponents are much stronger than him. I mean, like, in the way that the people he has to fight are also kind of shit, like Toad. Like, yeah, he's going to go up against
Toad
someone.
when it's struck by lightning. The same thing that happens to everything else.
But, like, you know, a guy who can stick to walls and has a long tongue and some weird sticky spit going up against someone who can control the weather and someone who can shoot lasers from their eyes. Not a fair fight, but, you know.
How does Toad even come close to doing anything?
He spits in Jean Grey's face and she starts to suffocate because it's covering her nose and mouth and she can't breathe.
Couldn't she have used her hand to, remove the
Well,
spit
she couldn't, but Cyclops ended up having to blast it
Did
off.
she even try?
She tried, but Cyclops was like, bitch, I'm going to blast it off. Well, bang!
Yeah.
And possibly laser
Like,
your
I've
fucking
got you.
head off.
Well, yeah, but it's okay. She got one on him by murdering him in the next movie.
Yeah, but you know, he is a good villain and he's quite smart and you know, yeah, he's quite. I enjoy him. All right, back to the Marvel universe, the cinematic one.
No, wait, we haven't talked about a younger Magneto,
Oh.
Irish Magneto.
He's not very evil in a lot of them. It's more Sebastian Shaw in that First Class, and he's all right. Again, not that super interesting, but his power is pretty cool to absorb energy, and the fact that he can like the only reason Darwin's in that is to show that technically the most powerful one of all of them can be killed very easily by him because he's so powerful, you know. But anyway, yeah. But
yeah, but just before I continue on though, Irish Magneto, you know, he's pretty good. He's a good guy, but then he turns a bad guy. But then by the end of the movie, he's a good guy again. Or he starts off as a good guy. No, I said that. He starts off as a bad guy, then turns good guy and is like, no, I'll help. But then he ends the movie being a bad guy, going into the next one where he is allowed to become a good guy again.
Yeah, it's just thought a lot.
It's pretty good.
Amazing in the end of, you know, Apocalypse.
Michael Fassbender.
In the end of Apocalypse where he literally murders half the world and it's just like, you're fine.
He's like, I'll see you around, Magneto. He's like, yeah, bye. Yeah. My family's dead now.
But yeah, he's alright. As a villain, I don't think he's not that smart yet, you know? Yeah.
Well, he is still young.
Yeah.
Don't forget, like, Xavier's only just gone bald.
Yes. God,
he has at least 5 more years before he looks like he does in the first X-Men movie.
He
ages very
You actually mean Origins, though, because Origins chronologically, unless that doesn't count anymore, which maybe it does. Who knows? Anyway,
he doesn't age gracefully. Let's say he goes from looking young
smack
to
bang
old.
into being a Patrick Stewart,
an old bald guy. Yeah.
Yeah, but Captain America 1, 2, and 3. Now the first two are Hydra, but also the first one is Nazis. Is the villain? The real villains are Nazis. I mean, they're a pretty good villain. But
then in the third one, though, the good guys are bad guys, except for the other bad guy, who's also a bad guy.
but in the first one, it's Nazis. They're a pretty good villain. What do you think about Nazis? You know,
they seem like nice guys.
Think they're afraid? Do you think they're inspired? You know, do you think they're pretty good? I mean, like Red Skull. He's the main Nazi.
He's the main Hydra.
I mean, he's the main Nazi except for Hitler. But
oh God. Yeah. Which I think they might mention once, but then they're like, no, it's okay, he doesn't matter, look at me,
it's Red Skull.
I have a squid on my top.
It's an octopus or something, yeah. I don't know.
Mr.
Either
Anderson.
Way, yeah, either way. So it's Hydra in the first and second one, but in the first one it's Red Skull more so, and that's pretty good because, you know, he's a physical opposite to Captain America, but also he's got an army and he's pretty smart, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and he's strong, you know.
His whole thing is I want the Tesseract, and I think that's just to win the war and then rule the world. He's starting off small. He doesn't really want to rule the galaxy or anything, just the world, you know.
Yeah, but he didn't get close either.
Well, yeah, it fell through the you know, thing. Yeah, I don't know.
The floor.
It fell through the floor basically because it got too hot or something, and Captain America beat the shit out of him. And then I think he turned into sludge.
Oh, my face is so red.
Didn't he like melt or something? I don't know.
No, I don't.
Or no, he gets incinerated, doesn't he?
I think so.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Well, either
or
way.
Does he escape?
I don't know. He's dead now, anyway. Probably in nowadays, he didn't survive like Captain America.
Unless he froze himself and he's going to come back
on the way down. Like shit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but he's like, well, I'm fucked. Here, let's freeze myself. There you go. Now I'm good.
Yeah, but Yeah, that
It's
happens,
toasty.
and then in the second one, it's like, yo, it's still Hydra, but it's more me, the blonde guy, who's Nick Fury's best friend,
And
and I'm
and
real.
also Bucky.
Oh yeah, Bucky's there, isn't he? The
There you go.
Winter
It
Soldier.
is
He's quite
yeah.
a good villain.
It
I mean,
is called
he
Winter Soldier.
again
Definitely.
a physically opposite to Captain America, and his arm is just made to catch
How's
that
he
shield.
physically opposite?
Well, I mean, like, what am I saying? Like, he's a good
pretty
match for
strong.
Captain America.
Yeah,
You know?
there you go. He also said that with Iron Skull, and that didn't make sense either. 'Cause
Red
Sorry,
Skull
Skull.
Red Skull is pretty.
Red Skull was pretty strong though.
He's pretty buff. But like, yeah, and his arm is literally made just to catch that shield, and
Well,
then maybe throw it
and
back.
also you could curl a lot with that.
That giant bicep. In the comics, it flies off, and he
His
can make it
bicep
choke.
flies off.
Like his arm, he can make his arm fly off and crash into somebody and choke them. I think, or just
Oh,
punch
wow.
them. You know. Yeah. Anyway,
That's
but
impressive.
yeah, he's a good villain, and then because it affects Captain America emotionally, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Red Skull is probably affects him emotionally. You look ugly.
Why would you say that?
Why did you say that?
It's like, how
I'm
did you
not
get
pr-
to be this strong, Captain America? Steroids. Lots and lots of
I took the
steroids.
same steroids, but they made me a weird skull red man. Oh,
He's
that
like-
was weird.
I was the first steroid, so no, I'm red now and my nose fell off.
I'm Michael Jackson.
But it's only my head that's red. If you've seen my hands, they're perfect. They might even got better. Look at that, they're amazing.
yeah. In the third one, it's just a very smart guy who tricks the Avengers into fighting each other,
And Tony Stank.
yeah, I mean, he's kind of the villain, I guess. It's more the American government, for intruding on,
Oh my god, I can't hear you, Thomas.
Oh no.
Ah.
Hey everyone, we're back. My internet cut out. Just forget
Woo.
whatever. Anyway, I don't know what we're saying, but yeah. In the second one, it's more like, hey, there's some really smart guys. Like, look at me. I'm gonna fuck everything up for you guys. Get wrecked. And then, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. All right, villains. I think Bucky's probably the best of those, and he's actually interesting because of the fact that he affects Captain America mentally. And then he becomes a hero kind of
Emotionally, he's like,
a little bit.
Bucky, you're my friend. He's like, I don't know who you are.
Yes.
I've been brainwashed a lot.
A shit ton, just a whole like they just went overboard.
He's like, oh god, that hurt.
Mm.
They also, they ripped my arm off. I don't know why.
All right. So Iron Man in the first one, he basically creates all of his villains, but
Yeah.
in the first one, it's Obadiah Stane, who's kind of wants to be the owner of his company, and I think wants to have. I think his whole thing is he wants to be rich, is it, or does he want to also again rule the world with Iron Man weapons or something?
I think he wants to sell Iron Man weapons or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, mass produce them, and he doesn't care if it's war. I think he just wants to be rich, and I mean that's
Yeah.
fine. And he is again Tony's friend, so that kind of affects him. Well, he kind of is Tony's friend, but yeah.
Yeah, very little.
And then with the second one, it's Whiplash, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's weird. I don't really know
Yeah.
much about him. Have you even watched that movie?
Yeah, I have. It's basically like Whiplash, like, you killed my dad, or you didn't pay my dad enough money, and I was poor growing up. I hate you,
Yeah.
or something like that. He was also like, I'm pretty smart. Look, I made these myself. These things you made while you had a hole in your chest
Yeah.
and in a cave. I made them too, but just not with a hole in my chest. I'm pretty smart.
Yeah.
And then does he die at the end?
Yeah, probably. He killed. Yeah, no, they do the. I think he's wearing an Iron Man suit, and they do a
Yeah.
repulsor blast. The two of them, him and Rhodey, and
Yeah.
they blow him up.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
He's wearing like a huge.
Or no, he does a
homemade one.
self-destruct, but they also do the repulsors. I don't know, whatever. Anyway.
Yes, because he sets off all of his little robots.
Yeah, but anyway, there is that.
Or huge robots more.
And the third one is about a guy who Tony was like, hey, you're a real nerd. I'm a cool nerd. And then he grew up to be the Mandarin, but we thought it was Ben Kingsley, which would have been
And
interesting.
also pretty ripped.
It would have been, I mean, it probably would have been interesting to be Ben Kingsley, because, like,
Yeah.
it would have been cool to see this kind of funny, jovial, yet angry
Yeah.
and cool and have the 10 rings of power, whereas in this, it's just some guy who's made of fire.
What are the
and
10
angry.
rings of power?
Oh, do you want me to list the 10 rings of power? Hang on, here we go. Have a 6-pack, that's the first ring. Second ring is probably fire vision. There's ice one. There's a disintegration beam that I think you can only do every 15 minutes.
That's pretty regular.
One that's like fly super fast. I
Are
think.
these actual rings he can wear?
I mean, he does wear rings. Okay. Next one is all the chicks really want to bang you. Next one is get a sweet parking spot when you go shopping. The one after that is like I don't know, everyone around you really thinks you smell nice.
Are you
And
actually telling the truth with these?
No, and
Yeah,
the final one
so.
is have. Oh, the final one is beat The Rock in an arm wrestling contest. I think
Well,
that's
what started making, because I actually was believing you first. Like they're a bit weird, but whatever.
sweet abs. Abs is the first one. Yes,
That was odd. I thought that was odd. But I was like, the first time I started questioning, was like, no wait, what about this parking spot so great?
No, but I think he does have a disintegrator beam every 15 minutes, ice one, fire one, a flying one, and like he does have ones like that. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a
And
sweet
that
ab.
he's just an actor.
I don't think, yeah, and that he's just an actor. And then the real Mandarin is a fireman who's made of weird fire and stuff. Yeah. And his motivations are again Tony Stark being a real dick. Just
I think he also wants to bang Pepper, which I'm sure Pepper's okay with now because she's decided on breaking up with Tony because I'm hard to work with as an actor.
And she was also made of weird rock fire.
Yeah, but they fixed that.
Well, yeah.
When he had the thing removed from his chest. So now he's just got a hole there.
Alright. I'm going to cut out a few of these. I'm just going to mention what they are real quick. Watchmen, I guess the villain is Dr. Mr. Ozymandias. He's alright. He's pretty good.
Nipple guy.
The Scott Pilgrim guy, the whatever his name is. He's
All 7 of them.
Oh yeah, the 7 Evil X's. Yeah, they're all cool. They're all funny. And like I really enjoy the one that's a vegan. That's pretty funny. Yeah.
Wait, chicken isn't vegan?
The villain in V for Vendetta is arguably V himself, which is I really like that because it's Hugo Weaving. The other villain is technically fascism, and that's a pretty good villain. Pretty good.
Seems like a nice guy.
What do you think of the Ant-Man villain? That guy, he's again another generic kind of guy who wants to take over a company. But you know, it's interesting, I guess, that he's maybe it isn't that he just has the exact same powers as.
Except he can fly.
And has lasers.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. It's just they can both go small. Just one can go small and has lasers and can fly.
I think Ant-Man can go extra small and control ants. Yeah.
Yeah.
And go big, which we saw in that good movie.
Yeah, where he's the Elephant Man.
Where he's elephantitis. But yeah.
Poor old elephanty.
Yes.
Elephant.
Alright. What do you think of the Riddler? I don't know if you've ever even seen him. The Riddler from that Batman movie where it's Jim Carrey.
I haven't seen it.
It's Jim Carrey and he's wearing spandex and he's going around and...
I know what he looks like, but I haven't seen it.
He's immensely...
At least I haven't seen it in a long time.
I do like that scene though where he's like, choose between saving this random person and Robin. Or maybe it's Alfred. Anyway, save these... Yeah, do that. And then he's like, I don't know. And then he chooses to save the girl and then when Robin drops out of the thing he catches him. Or whatever. Anyway. Dumb.
So he saves both. Therefore no consequences.
Basically. Quite dumb. Although the ultimatum he gave it is so that the Riddler could get away, I think. Anyway, regardless. I don't think he does get away. Poison Ivy in that... Have you ever seen the George Clooney Batman once?
No.
Where she makes out with Robin who's 30 years old. Like, it's not a 30-year-old Robin, it's just the actor is 30 years old and he's playing Robin. And she kisses him and he gets mind controlled to hate Batman. She also works with a very roided up Bane who's just green and creepy and...
That's
what
weird.
the fuck? Or maybe I don't know if that. Yeah, and then there's and then the Mr. Freeze who's also dumb. It's played by Arnold Schwarzenegger he's blue and he's like, look at me, I'm gonna freeze you all. Haha, Ice Age.
Do you know what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Even though it was a meteor or lava probably.
Well,
anyway.
It's questioned. It's either an Ice Age or a big rock that fell from the sky.
The Penguin in that other one.
I think humans killed him.
The Penguin and Catwoman, like the Flintstones, but like really dark. Anyway, but the Penguin and Catwoman. The Penguin in that is like super weird, and his blood is black for some reason, and he's just a deformed little fat man. Yeah, he's a deformed little fat.
Oh,
man.
He's the one with the bazooka ones.
And he eats
the
fish.
The penguins.
The bazooka penguins, I really like that.
Well, I eat fish, but I'm not a penguin.
Well, he like eats a raw fish, swallows it whole. But anyway, And then
People do that with sushi.
yes, even
You're
the
being
bone
wrecked
though,
right
which is
now to
weird.
give up.
And the Catwoman in that, her whole thing is just like, you wouldn't hit a girl, and he's like, I guess I wouldn't. You've got me there, and then she punches him off a building or something.
You
Actually,
wouldn't hit a girl, just punches her in the face. Oh God, you would hit a girl.
I think she becomes a Catwoman because she falls out a window and like lands in an alleyway, and all these cats nurse her back.
Cat liquor, isn't it?
They all nurse
That's the
her
Halle
back.
Berry. That's the Halle Berry.
No. She. That's a different movie, but and she's a different Catwoman. I don't know how she becomes Catwoman.
Yeah,
but in Batman Returns, she becomes Catwoman because she falls into an alleyway and all these cats lick her back to being Catwoman. And it's weird. Or maybe she might fall into a vat of milk. That doesn't happen, but might as well. But anyway,
I would like that.
Bane
I wouldn't, because then you get all sticky once you get out of the milk.
You have to do, anyway, if you have a sunburn, bathe in milk. But
I drink milk.
have you seen Batman Begins?
Is that the first of the Christopher Nolans?
Yeah, when he's becoming Batman.
No, that's Batman. Is that not Batman Return? No, it's not. Yes.
Batman Begins. Yeah. So Ra's al Ghul.
I've seen all of these movies.
Ra's al Ghul is pretty good.
Liam Neeson.
Scarecrow's pretty good. He's scary.
That guy.
Yeah.
He's a pretty scary crow.
And his whole thing, where he scares the shit out.
Isn't he working with Liam Neeson at that point? In it,
is Scarecrow
are they
working
all
with
trying
Liam
to?
Neeson? I think.
Yeah, aren't they all trying to get the fear toxin?
I think what Scarecrow
but
wants is
Batman's like, don't do it.
Scarecrow wants to fuck with Gotham, and in order to do that, he needs to get rid of Batman. So I think him and Ra's al Ghul work together. So Ra's al Ghul, because he just wants to get rid of Bruce Wayne, aka Batman.
His name's Liam Neeson.
Yeah, Liam Neeson and whatever that guy's name is, Christian Bale.
Scarecrow.
Yes. But yeah, they're both good, interesting, and they know the weaknesses of the villain, or the hero.
Well, he's just a regular person. They could just shoot him.
Yeah, but the weaknesses of like he won't kill people, and also this gas makes him very scared. You know, it's like he's watching.
That is creepy looking at him though on the fear toxin, because like worms come out of everything. He's just really afraid of worms.
Yeah, quite afraid of worms. If you played in the in the Asylum games, Arkham Asylum, which I am currently.
You know I am, but I haven't played actually in a good while.
It's really good because you're just walking in the alleyway and then you get the room filled with and you start coughing, and then you know once you start coughing in an alleyway you're fucked, because you know it's Scarecrow, and he's all like, yo, you're gonna get fucked right now, which you see your parents dying, or you see your parent you open body bags and your parents are in them and they're talking to you and they're like, you let us die, and or
yo, I'm dead.
And you fight a giant Scarecrow. That's pretty much the whole thing. It's pretty good.
Cool.
But, yeah. Anyway,
is it that you fight a giant this Scarecrow, or just a huge Scarecrow?
A giant this Scarecrow. Well, you're trying to not get in his line of sight and then flash a big bat signal in his eyes. But then in one of them, you actually do get to fight people, and then him and then again run away from him again.
What happens if Scarecrow goes on the scare toxin? Isn't he afraid of scarecrows?
I think his whole thing is that he used to be very afraid, but now that he induced himself with his toxin, he's never afraid, because he's always afraid. It's like the Hulk thing where he's always angry.
Because
Anyway,
he's never angry. I think is that the end of the podcast?
Wait. What about? There's so much more, Lewis. Calm down.
Oh,
But,
God.
well, not
so
like
tired.
even just recommendations and stuff. But anyway, so Two-Face, he's pretty good in Dark Knight.
Yeah.
He's basically just to prove that, hey, people are corruptible. Even the best people are corruptible, which is nice. And so that's cool. But he's interesting. And of course, I'm pretty sure every Joker is good is good in some way.
Yeah.
Even that new one that's not very great. The one in the Adam West version, at least he has a reason for what he's doing, and he's quite, some of his jokes are alright. Jack Nicholson is quite creepy and good, and he has all the Joker stuff, like a Joker buzzer and a Joker knife and a big long gun down his pants, which is not a metaphor for penis, but still weird. Obviously Heath Ledger's fucking amazing. He's got a Tommy gun probably. I mean, his whole
He's
thing
also
is a knife.
dead now.
And he's dead. And also,
He played his role so well that when he was hung in the movie, he died in real life.
Jared Leto. In the new one, he doesn't have much to do, but then again, he's still quite convincing in some parts. Yeah, he's quite alright.
He seemed pretty pissed that they fucked him over.
Yes, he did. So he's not just a bad actor; they actually fucked him over. and he
Yeah.
even acted the parts he's in very well. And yeah, and
It just happens that the parts he is in is very far in between and very bad.
And of course, Mark Hamill and pretty much all of the Jokers that voice act the Joker are quite good and scary voices.
Good old Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker, yeah, George Lucas.
George Lucas.
You think that's why he called it Luke, because his last name is Lucas? That's why he called
Possibly.
Luke Skywalker.
Well, originally it was he was going to be called Garrett Starkiller or something like that.
Well, that's a good name for the savior of the galaxy.
Just kill some stars.
But right now we gotta go into letters.
Woo.
Letters, letters, letters. Yeah. Play the theme.
Oh, would you listen to that? Oh, that just sounds so good. That was great.
I know, right? So, do you want to hear the question?
Yeah.
So it's from Green Sharder again.
I know, I answered it on YouTube.
The question is, so Lewis and Thomas, do you watch YouTube? If you do, who do you watch? And if not, why not? And how did you come to make a channel? Now, do you want to go for the channels you watch? Just do it brief, because I know you watch like 30 or something.
I watch 8 million. Okay. I watch The Last Harpy fairly regularly, which is a Game of Thrones theory channel. I watch Emergency Awesome, which is just kind of a news channel. I watch like Gaming with Malt and Nick at Night, which are 2 gaming channels.
Yeah.
I watch I watch Brave Wilderness, which is a channel with wild animals on it, and it was just the greatest thing ever. And there you go, that's just a few.
Yeah. I watch... so I watch All Sham Nowhere, who's a pretty fun gamer. He's Captain Sparkles' friend. Obviously H3H3, I hate everything.
I watch Captain Sparkles.
Yeah.
There you go.
I hate everything. Your movie sucks. Ralph the Movie Maker, Colossal, Filthy Frank, Captain Christian, Chris Ray Gunn. I kind of watch Zaptai, but I'm he's weird. And Lace That Shed, who's also pretty good. I don't watch too many channels. That's basically.
I don't watch Lace That Shed too often.
She doesn't upload.
Or Colossal, because Colossal uploads once every.
Yeah, they both
year
never
or two.
upload. So yeah.
Oh, also, just to Green Sharder, that's not the proper way to spell my name, but I'm also not going to tell you the proper way. You have to guess.
And how did I come to make a channel? Back in 2012, I was like, "Yo, I really like YouTube, and I really like watching all the stuff, and I want to create a gaming channel." But I didn't have a computer, so I just started making vlogs with my iPad, and I just convinced me and my friends to do it, and we had fun.
And how did you introduce yourself in all those videos?
My name was a KK, and I was like, "Hey, it's a KK." And
No, how did you say it though?
Hi, it's a KK, and
Yeah,
for all of you Japanese people who know what the name means, it's OKK with you. And God, I want to die. But anyway,
it was great. I watched your videos from that channel.
But yeah, that happened, and then I moved into actually making gaming videos once I had a laptop, and they were actually quite good, I believe. When I look back at them, they're alright. Yeah, they're pretty good. And then I moved into making these. I moved into making these kind of videos because they were popular at the time. And look at me now, sad.
Yeah.
But anyway,
And I've never had a channel.
yeah, never.
I don't have a channel. I've never done Let's Plays.
Don't search up Cormac Moss on YouTube.
No, you. Oh,
Don't.
I didn't actually want you to say that name.
Don't search it up.
Don't search up what he just said, and also forget it. It's a dead channel at the moment. I'm not making any videos. I haven't decided if I want to ever again.
Okay, but so that's basically the end of the podcast, except for the fact that we've got to do recommendations. So let's do those now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, what recommendations
I'll
do you
go
have?
first.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Game of Thrones.
Really?
The book series. Boom. Didn't see that coming.
I didn't see that coming, actually.
I know you didn't see that coming. It's great. I've read the first 2 books, and I would have been on the 3rd one, but it's somewhere in our book area, up in like the attic type area of our extension.
Yeah.
And there's just so many boxes because you've got so many books, and I looked for it for at least an hour and a half, and I found so many books that weren't it, but I might read.
Yeah.
It's a good book series. Read it though. Yeah. If you like the show, this goes into much more detail about everything. Like Arya, it gets much more detail with her and going around with Gendry and Hot Pie, and then it's like, oh shit.
Okay, you done?
And also, it has I'm done. It doesn't have much Marjorie. Marjorie's not a main character in it.
Or margarine, or does it have a lot of margarine?
No, but it has lots of food, and the food looks honey roasted ham. It says a lot. Onions cooked in gravy that people eat like apples, which sounds gross, but then I also kind of want to eat it because I like gravy.
Anyway, it's like Lord of the Rings with all those food and pastries and shit.
Except it's much better than Lord of the Rings.
It's probably not written better than Lord of the Rings.
It is definitely written better than Lord of the Rings.
I wouldn't say so, but okay.
It 100% is.
Sure.
I know these things.
Mm-hmm.
I've read the first Lord of the Rings book.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have.
It's your opinion, but anyway, move on.
In my opinion's right.
Sure.
If you like Lord of the Rings, you'll like this much better. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I'm just gonna cut you off. Anyway, so
I'm finished now. Anyway.
What's a bet? So what you should do watch instead is this movie called The Man from Earth. I think I mentioned in my new video, but essentially, the whole premise is that this guy is moving. He's a teacher, and he's moving, and everyone's like, it shows up at his house, and it's all like, "Yo, fam, why are you moving? You literally didn't tell us you were moving. You're just kind of leaving now." And like all of his college professors, all of his colleagues decided to be like, "Hey, join up and be like, hey, why are you there?" And so they go back inside and he starts talking and they're like, "Why are you leaving?" and blah blah blah. They talk for a couple of minutes and then he is like, "What if there was a guy that was immortal and he had to move on every 10 years because of the fact that, you know, people would start to notice that he didn't age." And then and then all of them slowly discuss the possibility of it actually happening. And then he's like, "Well, what if that person was me?" And they're like, Are you mentally insane? Do you need help?" So it goes through that and they actually think he's insane, and it's pretty good. And you see all this great stuff, and it actually explains how it feasibly could happen for someone to literally be immortal, and probably what it would be like. Like, they wouldn't remember everything after like 14,000 years, or they wouldn't probably keep all these souvenirs when all they're trying to do is survive, you know, and stuff like that.
Where's, like, is the movie on a small budget? Is it old? Who are the actors?
Well, it has literally, I think, barely any budget. I might have said in my video it had no budget, but I think it had a little bit because most
I'm pretty sure it had at least
because I think it's set in one of the directors or actors' house, like one of their houses,
yes,
and it's set in, or what you call it, it's all the actors are very small budget. Like, I think one of them might have been in Stargate and something like that. They're all very, very unknown, but they're all great in it, and they all perform very well, and it's quite a good movie. It's available all over torrent sites, and I don't think it really released publicly, and if it did, it made probably no money.
Would it be on Netflix?
I don't think so, but it's...
I probably won't watch it there.
Torrent
I would want to
sites.
watch it there.
It's quite good. I like it.
Well, so you're saying you pirate things?
I mean, yes.
The guards could be called.
I don't download them, but hey, I just watch the free things
you
online.
Pirate. How could you pirate? You
Yes.
rape and steal from people.
They would have rape. Okay, but yeah.
You monster.
Anyway, but yeah, watch that.
You rape their wallets by not giving them the money they deserve.
Yeah, and it's a pretty short movie too. I think it's like an hour and a half. Yeah.
That is a pretty short movie.
Yeah.
Unlike this podcast, which is an hour and 16 minutes.
We could make a movie out of this podcast.
We could.
Yes. Anyway.
Called the Likt movie.
Right, the Likt movie. But anyway, that's pretty much all of it.
That's it. Woo!
Where can they find you and me on social medias?
At Karmic Moss. It's right there on the screen. It's to the right at the bottom. It's beside I Love Wheat, but it's to the right of I Love Wheat. Yeah. Don't click on I Love Wheat. That doesn't matter. Search me up. I'm available on I Love Wheat on Twitter, and I Love Wheat on YouTube, and I Love Wheat on Twitch. So there you go. And I Love Wheat. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Goodbye. Bye. Lol. Lol, bye. Bye. Bye, though. Oh, I haven't stopped yet.